All right, let me just go ahead and take this last sip of this E&J vanilla.
Say Vanilla, you a ratchet ass nigga, man.
Hey, man, you got to embrace your heritage. Like they did in Wakanda. They accepted it. And they knew who they were, and I know who I am. Drinking this, drinking this dirty brown.
Wakanda forever, nigga. Forever and ever.
Real in my raps only. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is the second
Niggas and bitches.
niggas and bitches. This is the second episode of Beware the L's, your new favorite podcast.
Real shit. You know, I don't mean to interject in your intro, my nigga, but it's like I feel like obviously, you know, when it comes to intros, like, you know, I think our niggas Deezus and Miro is the kings of that shit. But
Facts.
do niggas remember the Manny Fresh intros? Like I'm saying, dogs, cats, chickens, ducks. Like this nigga used to go over every joint, bruh.
Yeah, he shouted out every person, every entity, animals, inanimate object. Man, and that's beautiful. That's
I mean, that was just. It was a good time. These niggas just put effort in the shit. It wasn't just look the blicky got me sticky like it wasn't. You feel me?
Let's relax a little bit on the Tekashi slander. I've revisited the album some more, and that shit is it's motivation. It gets me hyped to do anything.
You know what? It's on that note, like my boy Wes said, welcome to episode 2 of the Beware the L's podcast. Thank you for everybody who's been rocking with us from episode 1 all the way up to 2. You know, it's a long ride.
Yep.
Thank you for hanging in there with us. And if this is your first time listening, thank you. We appreciate you. We love y'all. It's what we do it for the fans and shit. All right. So go ahead, engage with us. Go ahead, hit us up. All the social media handles. First and foremost, Twitter at Beware the L's. On Twitter.
Follow.
Fuck with us. Go ahead. Episode 1 and soon to be episode 2 will be up SoundCloud, YouTube, and most importantly, iTunes, nigga. We on the main page, nigga.
I never thought I'd see the day. I would assume sometime I'd be on iTunes with some little like news blurb. Young college graduate caught in some sort of scheme.
Some sort of Ponzi scheme. Some type of scandal involving interns or some shit like that. Yeah, you know. But
inspiring little kids and shit doing talking our shit.
That's what it's all about. It's for the kids. You know, even the language and the cursing and all that shit. You know, your kids need to hear that shit. So, you know, regardless of whether you 25, 30, or you got a 5-year-old, we got a little bit of something for everybody here on Beware the L's. So, I am your esteemed host, Austin, aka Uptown Ace Boogie, aka the DJ Authentic, aka Tyrone Lannister, and you can follow me on all social media, you know, the Twitter, the Snapchat, the IG, all that good shit. Follow me at Uptown Ace Boogie. We eating, nigga.
Yeah.
Wes?
I am Wes, the Wes G. On Twitter, ain't that Wes? Like you walking down the street, like, yo, ain't that Wes? You goddamn right it is. Follow me there. Follow me everywhere else. Everything is Ain't That Wes. You can hit me up on Formspring. Asking anonymous questions. We still out here.
Formspring. Jesus Christ.
Man,
the questions. Speaking of Formspring, the questions are what's going to lead us into one of, I think, what's going to end up being one of my favorite topics, which is tweets from the archives. We kind of mentioned it a little bit back on our first show. just advising everybody, hey, if you ain't never just took the time to, just go back and laugh at yourself and laugh at some of the stupid shit and the stupid punctuation and shit that you used to use back in the day when you first started on social media, then go ahead and download your tweet archive. Like that shit so much, we'll go ahead and bring it back, make that a weekly gem. So you keep that form spring right there in the top of your mind. We're going to get back to that. But as for starting out the show for this week, we here on Beware the Ills, as much as we want to prevent people from taking these, unnecessary losses in, this sweet game that we call life, we also are here for the culture.
Facts.
First and foremost.
That's what we do it for.
Again, everybody throws out that term culture, but I don't think a lot of people really truly understand what it's about. People throw up some random shit on Instagram, talk about it's for the culture, or niggas, cop some J's and talk about it's for the culture. I mean, that's all well and good, but the culture, you talk about pushing a narrative of just things, customs, practices, songs, entities, everything that relates to us, that relates to our people, and this brilliant Black excellence that we got floating all throughout the world. All right. And, last show we talked a lot about Black Panther as obviously the Black excellence of the week. But this week, man, we want to dive into what I equate to be the Black Panther of television right now when it comes to pushing the culture. And that is Childish Gambino, Donald Glover's masterpiece of a show known as Atlanta.
We're already a season. Well, first off, I'm going to give you a shout out. That was a beautifully and eloquent speech on the culture. Y'all need to take notes and pay attention to my bro.
Black Studies degree. Holla at me, Oscar Richie Hall. I'm out here.
Oh. I was gonna go down a path. We were gonna come down there later, but like you were saying, Atlanta on FX, man. That is I say it's with a season and 2 episodes in, and I think it's a classic show already. Not just due to the fact that we fuck with it because it's for the culture, but as a cinema, a telemat. Oh boy, this E&J's talking. But as a television show.
I wish we had the problematic button, because Wes is usually on these shows. Wes is gonna be smacked. I'm letting y'all know right now. So just kind of get prepared for the general niggadry that you're gonna be getting from this young man on a weekly basis. But continue.
I do it for y'all. But as a television show, I think it's a great TV show. In the aspects, I was listening, doing some quick research earlier, and just the music that you hear every single week, that's music we're banging on our way to work. That's music we're listening to in the gym. That's not no bullshit that some studio is pushing. That's some music that niggas is on, niggas is doing, and that's just basically on the music side. It's not even getting into the show itself.
Yeah. It's in that aspect. It's very, we've only really seen a couple of shows in general over really, in this era television, in this era like big budget television, where soundtracks have become like, more on like the premium shows, like the cable shows and the premium cable shows, where soundtracks have become something important. And we've only really seen a couple of shows that are really, really taking advantage of the platform, I think. Ballers is one. Entourage is probably the one that I immediately think of for just having fire soundtracks. But as raw as Entourage was, like over the course of its run, musically, I mean,
it wasn't this.
I mean, Atlanta started this week with All There, R.I.P. Bankroll. Just
undisputed classic.
Just flat out the gate. And last week came out the gate with UGK. The Game Belongs to Me. Like, I mean, I don't exactly know who's curating the soundtrack, if it's Donald Glover himself, but God damn it, that nigga is a genius.
I know either him or I know his brother Steven. Big shout out to Steven Glover. He's heavy in everything that Donald does. So it could be him too. But even to set off the entire fucking series was No Hook by Atlanta legend OJ the Juice Man. And later on, a couple episodes, I'm gonna explain to y'all OJ the Juice Man and his legacy.
Oh boy, I got a feeling that's gonna come up in the hot take segment. But
at some point in your future, I gave y'all a musical hot take last week, so I'm gonna chill on musical hot takes for a while. But yes, recognize OJ the Juice Man is one of the innovators of the South. But yeah, so Atlanta is definitely a great show. If you haven't checked it out, something's fucking wrong with you. all the streaming site or streaming services and illegal shit you can look on the internet. You need to watch it if you don't have FX.
You should have FX. Broke bitch, basically. So no, but real shit. Again, just like Wes said, I mean, musically is only really one aspect of it. It's so perfectly crafted. I don't know if we've seen a show. I don't want to say ever. I don't want to start getting too hot takey on the greatness of Atlanta, but I don't know if we've ever seen a show that has just hit on so perfectly, so timely on the things that affect us as a people. I mean, we've had shows, we've had, reality shows, or we've had, even comedies and shit that have had touchy episodes and had touchy subjects. You think about, obviously, A Different World, very socially conscious. Even the Cosby Show, even though that doesn't really stand up very well. You feel me? Bill Cosby, and we'll discuss that a little bit more later too. But it's so timely, it's so effective. Like even last week's episode, you got your boy Darius, who is just that general weirdo dude that everybody got in their clique, but everybody loves him. He is weird as shit. The shit that comes out of his mouth is wild. He's like intoxicated all the time. He's JR. Okay, he's the JR of Atlanta.
I don't want to say it, but yeah, it had to be said. The homie, big shouts out to our homie JR. He's a special character.
And don't worry, you will be hearing of and probably hearing JR himself a lot going on throughout the run of Beware the L's. But he's just
Facts.
Generally, Darius is just this wild out of the box character, this wild conspiracy theories and everything else. But it's still what makes his character so great. Shout out to Lakeith Stanfield, is the fact that it's all rooted in reality. It's rooted in reality. Like even last week, where they was talking about the fictitious Florida man, and Donald Glover's character Earn is just sitting there like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about? And Darius is sitting there talking about
runs through all the stuff that the Florida man, as you see in the news, Florida man does this and that, Florida man does this and that. So he's bringing that to the reality, bringing the reality into that, saying, hey, Florida man is not necessarily one person, but it's
a characterization of essentially wild ass white dudes from Florida, and it's always Florida man. It ain't never George Zimmerman. You feel me? It ain't never so and so. It's never a name. It's just the Florida man. Florida man. To the point where that's all you need. Like all you got to hear is Florida man, and it's gonna be some wild shit going on. Or even, I compare Atlanta in a lot of ways to a show that Wes and I both frequent, Curb Your Enthusiasm, or even Seinfeld. It's up there.
Very possibly
up there. Shout out to Larry, Bernie Sanders, David. We compare Atlanta to that, kind of as a black Seinfeld. In you take these random, mundane, obscure situations that that you don't even really think about as you go through your day. That don't really make a difference in the greater scheme of life, but it's very, very significant. You take these small, minor situations and turn them into entire episodes to make you sit back and go, you know what? It really do be like that. The episode where they spent the night in county jail, and you saw them dealing with all the different types of characters that you deal with a night in county jail. So, the lifer, the dude that's in there every week. You have the closeted homosexual dude that don't even know he homosexual, but he really is. You know what I'm saying? Or the bean pie conspiracy brother. One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish.
You
got
just
all
happened
of that.
to be in there because he just made one wrong decision and he ended up in there. You got the guy that, like, you saw the person who was who had some mental issues, who they said was in there every week, but he's in jail instead of being in some sort of,
and which is obviously a huge issue, and you will hear me advocate a lot about mental health in the Black community throughout the course of the show. It's just, and it's funny, it's funny, but it makes you think at the same time, and that's in my opinion, that's what a truly good comedy is. I feel like unless you
Right.
just like crazy, silly, stupid loiter squad. I like cheese. I like cheese. I like cheese. And and unless you spend a lot of money, you happy. Um, you know, um,
Right.
you just shot a fuck nigga, you happy.
Yeah.
Unless it's something like that, then the best comedies are always satirical. They're always speaking in some way on some shit that's
Right.
going
That's what I
on in
was going
real
to
life.
speak to. Like my
Or
two favorite aspects of the show is one, it's like you said, it's a comedy, but it's funny without forcing
yes,
the issue. It's natural stuff that like for me particularly when I'm watching television and I'm watching comedies, I'm not necessarily like the over the top person who likes to, oh, let me just look at this physical comedy. I like little subtle shit that makes me laugh, little offhand comments, little emotions, the way people look at things, like look actual physical facial features and shit like that. That type of shit makes me. I find that to be way more funny than just the old stupid shit. So Atlanta does a great job at that. And then my other favorite aspect is just the
yeah,
relatability of it. Um, he's dealing the main character is dealing with his
mm-hmm,
cousin who wants to be a rapper. We all know niggas as rappers.
for sure,
The fact that niggas is broke, like Don Glover's character is broke
big
all the
bro.
time. We've all been broke. We know people who know broke. It's like it's very relatable. You don't have to have you don't have to be J. Cole and have a certain level of intellect to understand it. It's very, very, very palatable for you to understand it and watch, and that's what I
Yeah,
think is a great
for
show.
sure. Even this week's episode, we watch, Ern's cousin, who he is managing, Paperboy. Episode starts with him, hopping in the back of the whip, cop some weed from a nigga he been fucking with for a long time. Nigga talking about, yeah, I hear your song on the radio, your shit blowing up, blah, blah, blah. Turn around, robbing season. Um, Straight up.
Hey,
And
that's
and
how the
then the
game.
niggas
That's how the
spend
game
also
goes.
they spend in the next part of the episode. Not gonna give away too much if you ain't seen it all, but dealing with the ins and outs of being a black person at a white music label. You dealing with executives. Shout out to what was dude's
You know,
name, 35 Savage. Uh,
very
you dealing with people that
savage.
don't know shit about you or your culture or what the elements that actually make your music hot or make you marketable, trying to figure out how to market something to somebody they don't understand at all. You just got niggas performing, dancing on tables like Bobby Shmurda and shit in front
Bobby
of
free
Free
Bobby
Shmurda.
Shmurda, free Rowdy Rebel. I will get it on every fucking episode until these niggas are free.
That's on everything.
That's on everything I
Big
love.
facts. So and that's just a little snippet of what the show is. Again, the relatability, just Earn in general, baby mama. Also, I haven't seen my bae Zazie Beats yet this season, and it's bothering me.
Yes,
It's
we need her. We need at least we got one episode last season. It was mainly her episode. I think we need at least 2 to 3 episodes of her as the main
that's a
character
minimum. And
this
Zazie Beats,
season.
if you're listening, my marriage proposal still on the table. I'm out here, just letting you know. I got a lot to offer. I'm a nice guy. I got long eyelashes, all that good shit.
Do it.
I treat you nice. Everything nice. I treat you nice. All right, just letting you know.
I'm just trying to I'm just trying to come through the mansion in Calabasas. For real. I'm just trying to ride out and
Calabasas by
put red
2022.
things with my friends
Still on the table.
that's the goal.
But
So,
yeah, no. Or just real quick again on the relatability side. Like we said, talking about Earn managing his cousin. You got the weird friend. You got the new nigga on the show, Tracy, who just got out of jail. To stand with Paperboy. I think he's gonna end up being a legendary character himself. Uh,
Tracy. Right now, it's between Tracy and Cat Williams, who was playing
yeah,
Paperboy's uncle. So he's Earn's uncle as
yeah.
well, or Paperboy's father, I believe.
Legendary,
So he's Earn's uncle.
legendary.
But they are the two legendary. His episode one, his performance
Mhm.
episode one is classic already, certified. Those are my two candidates for rookie of the year. Cat did his thing episode one.
So
Tracy
yeah,
did
I
his.
mean, definitely if you haven't watched Atlanta, check it out. I just went back not too long before the show and I watched the episode where they spend a night in the club, dealing with uh, dealing with the janky
Classic,
promoters,
classic.
dealing with the
Janky promoters. Niggas never really want to be in the club, but they in the club anyway,
facts,
complaining
or the
about not
nigga
wanting
in
to be in the club.
VIP that's buying bottles and shit for everybody, but he's really broke.
At
The chick,
next time, Atlanta.
yeah,
Yeah.
fact, or the chick that you spend the whole night chopping just to find out that, you know, she got a dude and she just wanted some free drinks. You feel me? Like
We've all
all of the
taken
shit,
those L's. Wink, wink.
all of the shit, the L's, beware. All of that shit. There's something on this show for everybody, and you know, like I said, kudos to Donald Glover and the cast and the production and everybody involved in it, because I feel like right now we kind of going through, I don't want to say a renaissance of black representation in the mass media, but we are definitely on the come up. We are definitely a lot further ahead than we were even a year or 2 or 3 years ago. In school, wrote an entire paper, wrote an entire research paper, presented it at a conference and all that good shit on just the representation of black people in the mass media, you know, in TV, radio, film, and everything. And, you know, I wrote that paper now, it was about 2 years ago, and it is in my mind, is damn near obsolete because of how, in a good way, it's
definitely
positively obsolete. You know, it's just at this point it's outdated. You know, a lot of the things and a lot of the, you know, the facts and the data and everything that I use in that paper is, you know, it's just not relevant in 2018, and that's, you know, that's a big shout out to the culture and to the people, to the Ryan Cooglers, to the Donald Glovers and the Chadwick Bosemans and the Jordan Peels, the people who, you know, who are really setting the shit forward right now.
And doing it for us.
For us, nobody else. Us. FUBU shit. Just us, nobody else. You know what? I think our request of the week here on Beware the L's podcast. Can we bring FUBU back? Can we just get that shit up and running?
We ain't never left. What you talking about, nigga? I still got the 05 baseball jersey somewhere at the crib. I'm about to pull it out in the summertime.
I was about to say the platinum FUBU jerseys with Fat Albert on there.
I am 100% for bringing everything back that used to be. On everything I love, I got a 4X shirt with Tupac that's bedazzled. I've been saving for one day because I know it's gonna come back, and I know niggas gonna hate when I throw that on, and I'm just saving. I can't wait for it. But I'm really down for bringing back whatever we can bring back.
Shout out to Uncle Biz. He is definitely doing his thing up in NY. He had already brought back the jackets and the jeans with the NBA patches.
The NBA patches, man.
The leather Averexes, the Nietzsche's, all that shit. Listen, if you don't know anything about me and Wes, we love the fucking early 2000s. All right. I wish that I was of age in the early 2000s to really be able to enjoy Fat Farm at its peak. Okay,
I'm telling you, if I could have caught Lot 29 at the inception,
Lot 29,
boy, I tell you, me and Marvin the Martian on my jeans, what? I'm telling you, bro. If I could go back in one time, if I could go back and do anything in life, I would make myself of age during that time.
Oh yeah. Now, I mean, you're going to hear a lot of hot takes throughout the show, but I think my biggest hot take is everybody's 90s this, 90s that, so forth and so on. Listen, I love the 90s. I love the 90s as much as anybody else. But if I'm picking a time period to go back to, I'm not going back to Coke Spoon Bobby Brown in 91. I'm not going back to Back and Forth Aaliyah in 94, 95. I'm going back to 2002 so I can kick it in the club with Busta Rhymes, Pharrell, and Mr. Cheeks. All right, that's
turn around. Let me see something.
But Mr. Cheeks and Sean Paul, throw him in there too. That's
of course, Sean Paul. Yes,
that's the type of life I'm trying to live.
Facts, and I would definitely be bandanaed up, super 4X Pelly joint, doing my Dipset lean, very 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 recklessly.
Reckless. But just real quick, man. You know, we talk about the Black excellence, talking about Atlanta and everything. I just got to give a quick shout out to everything that is Black Twitter. Black Twitter is an institution of its own at this point. It's like we have our own subset of rules and regulations and general usage of Twitter that I really feel like elevates the platform to the next level. Honestly, if it wasn't for the popularity and success of Black Twitter, I honestly don't think Twitter as a whole would be as popping as it still is. to think that
Yeah.
as a social media platform, this is kind of unprecedented. Twitter's been going strong for 7+ years now, which is already doubled the run, the prime run of MySpace and Facebook and all these other things that we won't even barely touch anymore. Twitter, it's a wonderful thing, and it really, me and Wes say it all the time. We both love and hate black people so much because it can be so. Some of the stuff can be so ignorant, so wild, so out of left field, but so fucking funny at the same time. And
the dichotomy, the dichotomy of black people is literally amazing. Like it's like you were saying, you could, the most eloquent, beautiful shit you can see in the world, and then you can scroll down a couple tweets later, and see some of the most reckless, disrespectful shit you've ever seen in your life.
And it all belongs. That's it. Don't nothing fell out of place.
It's all organic. All comes from one people. Comes from the same place of blackness, and that's great, man. I love it. I love it and I hate it, but overall as a whole, I don't know what I would do without.
I don't know. It just, to me, it shows off that, just as you said, that pure organic creativity. It's a natural outlet. It's a very stream of consciousness outlet. Like, niggas don't think before they tweet. You feel me?
No. As you will see later, ladies and
gentlemen. Niggas don't think before they tweet. So it's just like, just generally, it's like, okay, this is what I feel right now, and right at this second. This is what I'm put out there to the world. Whether it doesn't even matter what it is. It doesn't matter if you like a reckless, like wild, like problematic person. If you like a meme god. If you like, Hotepi, or if you got a message. If you.
A lot of times, niggas not coming with super duper facts. We're just speaking on how we feel.
I mean, tweets are always greater than facts. 100% of the time. Every time. And I don't know. It's like I said, it's almost amazing. Or just the general, or coming together, in order to speak out, or speak up for certain causes, or to help find lost kids, or to speak out against injustices. Or anything of that nature. It is so amazing, what a platform like that, now complete with 280 characters and a couple retweets and some likes and some shares can really do. Or people building their brands or putting their art out there, whatever the fuck it is. It's just Black Twitter is just an absolutely amazing aspect of the culture that, again, I could not imagine the culture, not being a part of, or not being a part of culture. Because even Instagram and
I could. Yeah, it's like you say, it's Instagram, Snapchat. No. They're not really us. They're good platforms for what they do, but they're not what Black Twitter is. Like, I couldn't imagine having Twitter and it not being this. That couldn't be like the fact that and Twitter, like you said, it's so organic, and it's one of the most taken from entities that Black people have had. A lot of the marketing campaigns and things you see from these big businesses, a lot of them, yeah. Wendy's is the latest Twitter. It might be latest Twitter out there in general, but like a lot of the marketing campaigns you see comes from ideas that spawn from Black Twitter, or people who were once part of Black Twitter who've moved on. We're still part of Black Twitter, but doing bigger and better things. So, speaking of Black Twitter as well, let me give a quick shout out to Beware the L's. This is the podcast you're listening to right now. Gonna be heavy Black Twitter shit. Follow.
Yes, for sure. Go ahead, spam that follow button. Beware the L's, at Beware the L's on Twitter. Go ahead, tell a friend. We are available all around on all the fine platforms that we have available. From the Blicky got the sticky SoundCloud. We're available on SoundCloud. We're available on YouTube, and most importantly on iTunes. So go ahead, tell a friend, like, rate, subscribe.
When you subscribe,
we love y'all. Put us over.
Sex location. Shout out to AIM.
Available on AIM too. BBM, all that good shit. We're here. Okay. And like I said, just to wrap it up, on that matter, there's Instagram, there's Snapchat, there's all that, there's Twitter. There's still just a level, you know, on IG and Snap, but just there's always going to be an air of fakeness. You know what I'm saying? Like it's never truly real. You know, doing it for the gram, a term that was started on Twitter. Doing it for the gram is it's you know, it's real. And shout out to everybody that is on the gram, really, you know, pushing themselves and really pushing their causes and really, you know, attempting to build real brands to be able to affect some change or to create something positive. And there are plenty of people doing that. But at the same time, your average Instagram user is just out here just faking and frauding for the likes. You feel me? It's just, you know, everything, a lot of the whole nature of pictures in general, in terms of, you know, on social media, a lot of it's fake, a lot of it's staged, it's extra staged, and it's like, all right, so how much realness am I really getting in this moment? And on Twitter, on the other hand, it's all realness, straight 200%, all fucking realness. So like I said, shout out to the folks that really is doing big things on the gram, and there are a lot of people who are doing some really good things. Keep doing your thing, keep influencing, keep pushing, keep working towards your goals. But for the niggas that's out here sneaking, taking money out your mama's purse and holding the money phones up to your ears, that's the problem. All right.
Oh shit! I don't think I have a money phone picture yet.
Damn, I'm really surprised that shit's missing from your repertoire. Honestly, with as ratchet as you are, I'm shocked that we haven't had one of those yet. So, you know, so for the niggas doing that shit, or for the females that just came back from a weekend vacation and didn't even leave the state, throwing up Throwback Thursday pictures from pictures you took yesterday, talking about take me back. Stop. All right, stop.
Yeah, you gotta stop. Just be real. Authenticity is the best. Of course. Just be real. Just be real. It be you. That's what I feel. That's like my main point of social media and shit. Like when I'm on there, I'm just real. Like I don't give a fuck how y'all niggas feel about me. I'm talking my shit. I'm on Snapchat singing. I can't sing for shit. I'm congested all the time. I can't sing. I'm in there doing my damn thing though. All my tweets, like all your tweets, that's what I feel. Authenticity is the best.
You know what, my G?
You can't go wrong when you're being yourself.
Never. That's being yourself is never ill, regardless of what it is. But you know, speaking of authenticity, I don't think there's anything more authentic than going back and, as we mentioned, looking at your old tweets from back in the day. So my favorite, what will be a reoccurring segment here on Beware the Ills, is tweets from the archives. So myself and Ain't That Wes over here are Twitter veterans. We've been around, you know, going all the way back to you know, to the good old days, to the Twitter jail days, to the
I'll say Twitter jail days. The hashtags used to go on for hours.
The trending topics, which have been replaced by memes now, but trending topics to you know, to the follow back winky face, all that shit. That's how long niggas been in the game. Just the reckless subtweets, all of that shit. So we feel like it would be very introspective for us to be able to go back and take a look at our young selves and to dissect some of our finer tweets from back in the day. So, you know, I got one pulled up here on the Good Tweeter archive. This goes back to November 2011. I want to frame November 2011 with you guys. Set the scene. 3,000 degrees. I ain't worried about them fuck niggas over there, but they worry about me. Now,
bars.
I was what I would like to call, I think I was in my early stages of lost nigginess. You know, back a few years ago when JR, who we previously mentioned, and one of our other friends, we all lived in an apartment together, and we had a board called the Lost Nigga of the Week board. And whoever did the most just wild, reckless, lost nigga shit of the week got their name put on the board, a dry erase board, and had to stand up and like do a short PSA about exactly what they did to earn that award. And it got blasted all over social media. I, back then, November 2011, I was in my early stages of lost nigginess. I wasn't quite like 2012 Ian J, Bacardi, fuck your couch nigga, reckless yet, but I was reckless in a lot of different ways, particularly reckless in my sentiment. You know, it's This is not. I'm not proud. Okay, I'm not proud of the man that I used to be. All right, I can't even call myself a man back then. I'm not proud of the nigga that I used to be.
I am a boy, Damon.
Crunching on your balls. Man, I cringe. Like my tweets, first of all, the first cringe-worthy aspect of this entire thing is the fact that in November 2011, I tweeted 2,100 times in a month. I don't think I've tweeted 2,100 times in the last 2 years, to be completely honest. So
early Twitter days, man. I
remember a lot of days of literally me and my roommate coming back to the dorm, pulling out our laptops, pulling up Twitter, no TV, no music, just sitting there on our laptops tweeting. That's it. All we did. No homework, no engagement, Twitter. So I assumed that this was one of those nights. And it starts off relatively simple. It starts with a small tweet that says, the devil stay testing, because when you chase the pussy, it's a sin, but if it falls in your lap, it's a blessing. Okay. Just a simple basic, Kanye bar. Nothing too wild. Looking for trouble.
Right. You could see it. You could see that you were headed down a road. Maybe you couldn't see it at the time, but looking back, this is where it started to go left.
Gosh. So then that transitions to a couple tweets later. Hashtag vamp life.
Shout out to Jones.
Followed by sleepless night. I feel like I'm gonna be in for a long one. Hit me up if you fucking with me. Followed by text or DM. Oof. Then leads to the lost of lost tweets. Wow, I can't believe I tweeted this shit.
Here you go.
Jesus Christ, Austin Moore. Had to put my full government out there. Hashtag DMs only. A equals I want you. B equals I want to get to know you. C equals I want to fuck, no strings.
This nigga here.
E equals I love you. F equals you should be mine. G equals I want your number. Blow up them DMs. I'm trying to see what y'all hitting for.
I looking back on it, even now looking back on it, that was you were definitely out here to the fullest. But what I will say is I respect that you had the gumption to shoot your
That's the only word. It's gumption.
To shoot your goddamn shot. I respect you shooting your shot there.
Bro.
Not just you're not shooting one basket. Yo ass was in if anybody all our Kent followers, you've been direct. There's eight baskets on the court. You were aiming at all of them at the same time, and I gotta respect that.
Simultaneously. And unfortunately, for me back then, like I said, I was going through a lot. I just got an awful relationship, that really fucked my head up mentally. I was so sick of love songs and so tired of tears, and a nigga lost it. And I could literally do this. I could have a whole podcast of me just going through my old tweets for 1 month. Just all the shots on the timeline, all the winky faces, all the smiley faces, all the oh gosh, I need a Valentine who fucking with me, all the oh shit, like just fuck. I'm sorry, I feel like Dave Chappelle in that sketch where he was 18, 24, and 35. Like I'm just looking back at my own self, and you know what? I can't believe that I was once this nigga, but you know what? We grow.
Hey.
I took my L's. I took my L's back then. Walked around campus hand in hand with some of the wrong fucking chicks to learn a lot of these lessons. Or how about that day, Wes, that you caught me. You walked out of Franklin Hall and seen me kissing some chick on the lips.
Yeah, in public, nonetheless.
In public, whole public.
I was
whole public. And it was crazy because you know, for all of our non-Kent followers, you know, never been to the beautiful campus of Kent State University. Kent's a really big. It's a big school. It's a big
Yeah,
school.
yeah.
It's a lot of people there. It's a lot of buildings.
Second
So,
biggest school in Ohio.
second biggest
Student
school in Ohio, behind only OSU, which has literally two whole ass parts of their campus. But it to run into one of your close friends, one of your dear friends, just so happy. I'm talking. This is early in the morning. It's like 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. To just nobody else is outside. Nobody else is on those steps, and you just trying to get a quick smooch. You know, just to just to appease. This little chick that you're dealing with, and turn around and right there is an E and J'd up West.
At the time, I was not E and J'd up. I was on my way to get E and J'd up. So I was in class. I'll admit I went to some classes a little soft stuff, but not this time in particular. But even if I was, I would have been immediately sobered from what I saw.
So I mean, it's again, it's niggas been through a lot. Niggas been through a lot. Niggas been through a lot of Day 26 songs to get to where we at now. But you know what? I'm pretty proud of the person that I blossomed into from my fuck boy shooting my shot all over Twitter.
Growth is days. Beautiful. That's what life is about. Life is about experiencing things, being a wild boy,
yeah, man,
or girl. Let's not discriminate, and growing from that and becoming a better person.
Yeah, no, not at all. Happy International Women's Day, ladies.
Out to y'all hoes. Just kidding. I'm gonna leave that in there too.
You are not hoes. Like I said, that problematic button going off. You not hoes. That is not a term that I personally use. This is 2018. We not living that bullshit double standard shit no more.
That's right. Nigga. I apologize fully to y'all hoes. I hope that I will never. No, I'm just playing. I love everyone. All our women, girls, followers out there. We definitely love y'all. Respect y'all. I hope y'all continue to fuck with us. But as far as my throwback tweet of the day, it's not as deep. It's actually not that deep at all. It's a classic Wes hot take. This is from August 29th of 2013.
For sure.
So let me set the scene as well. This is fresh back at campus, getting ready to start my senior year. So I am feeling myself. I can only assume that I was sauced out of my mind at this time because this was a tweet at 2:30 in the morning. So if you, like I said, we spoke to the early mid 2000s, our infatuation for that. This is definitely going to hit home for this particular time set. Mm-hmm. But I tweeted, "Kinfolk Kia Shine was with the shits. Y'all niggas missed out on a street legend." Now, if you're not familiar with Kinfolk Kia Shine,
Christ. Kia Shine, bro. Kia Shine.
He had a song.
So crispy.
Called So Crispy. So crispy. Something.
Jeans 900, shoes 850. Come on, nigga. You talking about this nigga was out here in the streets and you can't even remember the fucking hook to the song.
Hey man, I was living that trash life. But yeah, so I tweeted that. It's clearly I was somewhat misguided.
Okay.
But there was a positive for this story. Within, I want to say, about 25 minutes after tweeting this, I got a follow from Kinfolk Kia Shine himself. So,
I mean, you know,
crazy thing is, I did not add him in this tweet.
No, and that's always what makes it really interesting, you know, because that's how you know when your favorite rapper is really washed, when they sitting there searching their name on Twitter for anybody that's even discussing them, much less mentioning them.
Yeah.
I got a couple angry tweets from Two Pistols manager.
She got real talk, real quick. She got a fucking
it is like straight up, flat out. I mean, ain't nothing, you know, ain't no way around that. But
for real, Two Pistols should have been named One Bullet because that's all he had.
That's all the nigga had in the chamber. Yeah, you know, I've had, you know, Twitter engagements with Sean Paul of the Youngbloods and
another. Man, one of these days we're gonna go through my personal top tier of favorite rappers who you niggas might have either forgotten about or don't put the respect on a name that you should.
Put it on their name.
Oh, yes. One of these continue, but yeah, like, But yeah, so I got the follow from Kia Shine. I think he still follows me to this day. I really haven't checked because Kia Shine. But
I'm sorry, don't mean to interrupt. As I continue to go through my tweet archives, I told a girl directly on the timeline that you are the Patrick Star of my life.
So she was looking down on you with an evil look.
Shout out to the Patrick memes, greatest thing in the world right now. But once again,
I Wumbo, you Wumbo,
he, she Wumbo,
she Wumbo.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Okay. Fuck. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. On a famous episode of Real is Back, our good friend of the show, our boy B Sims once said that simping is back.
Sims.
And he in 2011 he said simping is back, and he was not fucking lying.
Simping ain't never left. I'm still out here simping to this day, nigga. But
real shit. Speaking of simping though, there's a certain subsection of people within the Black community, within our wonderfully diverse culture, that tend to routinely get a bad rap. They just seem to never, despite what they do, are never quite seen as, or just as equal, in the eyes of our community. It's very troubling, and this subsection of people are known as light skins. There's always something negative to be said, whether it's about a light-skinned dude or a light-skinned woman. Light-skinned dudes are considered soft and emotional and all that good such. And light-skinned women are considered conceited and difficult and, all that other good stuff. But you know what? We here on Beware the L's, we care about everybody.
Yes.
Everybody love everybody.
ELA. Only rule we have around here.
From my favorite light skin of all time, Jackie Moon. We want to bring our, we want to unite. Colorism has always been a huge issue with our community. So we here have taken out the time to create another segment for you guys that we really hope can bring, some very We Are the World-esque vibes to, some of the most alienated section of our people. This segment, ladies and gentlemen, is known as the Light Skin Power Rankings. So what we want to do is take these marginalized, these disenfranchised light skinned folk, and we want to toast to their accomplishments. We want to
celebrate them.
We want to celebrate them. We want to emphasize the waffle colored folk, and just to know that we are all one people. Okay, we are all one people.
High yellow
high yellow
to dark brown to navy blue to purple
to Michael Blackson, going all the way down to the end. So light skin power rankings for this week, in the year of our Lord 2018, the year of our Lord Clay Davis 2018. You also hear a lot of Wire references going forward too, just so y'all know. Number 3.
I definitely got number 1 locked up right here.
Okay.
But let's start top. We'll start with number 3.
I'll start with number 3. It's kind of hard to ignore after the week that this man put together in that that popping ass white blazer at the Oscars. Jordan Peele.
God damn it, that was my number 1.
Okay, son. See, this is why. This is why.
Definitely should have.
This is why instead of sipping on vanilla E&J, we supposed to be doing this shit together, my G, as a unit and putting together a cohesive fucking list. Well, all right. So, unfortunately, Wes's number 1 is my number 3.
I don't even know how we got here. I feel like he's winning an Oscar, being the I think the Oscars have been around for 90, 95 years or so. To be the first African American to win an Oscar for Best Original Screenplay, that has to catapult you to number 1. You're the first person to receive the highest honor in that particular category in 100 years of that award being given out. You got to be number 1. I know I can anticipate who your number 1 is going to be. I feel like he's going to be. He's typically number 1, but for this particular week, he just has to get the spot up.
I'm really not here to argue with you because you are quite sauced up right now. So I'm not really here to discredit your claims. And you can make a very, very, very strong case for Peele. And obviously, as we mentioned in our group chat, we finally know who's who. We finally know who's King. We finally know who's Peel. So I think that's the best part of this whole thing. But whether he's 3 or 2 or 1 or whatever the case is, mad shout outs to Get Out, which in the vein of Black Panther and Atlanta is just a perfectly well crafted satire. Well, not saying that Black Panther's a satire, but a perfectly well crafted commentary just on major, mostly microaggressions that the white folk put out against Black people. Little things that, oh, you're so you dress so nicely, or you speak so well, or your hair is so neat. Little things that they think are compliments, but is really and a larger blowdown on you and your people as a whole, saying, oh, well, all y'all niggers with the hard R are not, you're not, this is not normally how you are. So for me to see somebody else like this is just so baffling and so surprising. Excellent movie. If you have not seen Get Out by now, I don't know how you haven't. But excellent film, excellent commentary. And I really would, put Peel number 1. I can even go as high as number 2. But you know what? We'll meet in the middle, my G. We'll eliminate who I originally had high on the list, which is New Cavs legend Larry Nance. But
Larry Nance over Jordan Peele?
Yes.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna go on this real quick. I'm if you don't know, I'm a Lakers fan. I'm a big Lakers fan. Been a Lakers fan all my life. Shout out to Nick Van Exel. Shout out to Austin and Nick Van Exel. But so as a Lakers fan, I watched pretty much every game. I've seen Larry Nance for 2.5 years. Larry Nance, he's a good basketball player, mainly known for his hustle and his ability to yam on a nigga pretty much whenever he feels like. Dunking on niggas is very cool. I respect that a lot. I don't know if we can put that over an Oscar, my nigga.
You let me know when Jordan Peele comes back to the city that he was raised in and makes his father unretire his jersey so that he can wear it and yam on niggas at the Q. When Jordan Peele does that...
Jordan Peele's black, so he doesn't know his father. So start there.
Wow. Problematic. Once again. All right. But as soon as Jordan Peele as soon as he does that, then I will for sure put him above Larry Nance. But shout out Cavs Nation, Cavs gang, ignorant ass Cavs fan, blind ass Cavs fan. We're going back to the finals no matter what. We're taking Golden State to a minimum of 7 games because that's what all of us Cavs fans scream on the timeline, knowing damn well that shit's not happening. All right, so gang. I hate our gray jerseys, but
okay.
Our
but yes, So I definitely done the Larry Nance. Because as a Lakers fan, I watched Larry Nance for 2.5 years. The boy got some game. He be dunking on niggas. But the undisputed somebody who's gonna at least remain. I would assume we have the same person here for the Light Skin Power Rankings. He's pretty much going to be in the Light Skin Power Rankings until
he dies. So
pretty much till he dies is Wheelchair Jimmy.
It is God's plan. It's God's plan. The God's plan.
Champagne Poppy
memes. Young Sweet Jones.
Young Sweet Jones and
are going brazy all over the TL. Drake right now, man. If you have dissected analytically his verse on Look Alive, been gone since late July, but niggas acting like I died. Drake had an off year in 2017, and at the worst, he was still a top 3 artist. And that was on an off year. Drake didn't really do anything.
It's the only put out one project that was received. I enjoyed More Life.
Yeah.
Had a few features here and there.
I wasn't super impressed. I mean, he had he got all in his cultural appropriation bag. So
That's what we come to expect
Yeah.
a little bit from him. Every album he brings out a new accent.
And listen, and also really quickly, you know, we love in Problematic 2018, we love throwing out the term cultural appropriation to anyone that is non-black that likes to engage in or enjoy or profit off of the black culture. But cultural appropriation can also, unfortunately, it also can apply to ones within your own community. And if you want to talk about exploitation of different subsets of culture within black culture, oh, Drake is a huge perpetrator of that. And if you think that he hasn't, then you not being fucking real with yourself, and you gonna have to get handed.
But we're not getting into all that right now. I'm trying to celebrate him right here.
Yeah. You know, there's the Hotep in me coming out that I gotta bring it back sometime.
Every now and again. Quick hot take.
Overall, I'm black, y'all. I'm blackity black. I'm black, y'all. Overall, Drake has come back firing in 2018. God's Plan is one of the most successful singles of the decade, just in music in general. The video, which sure Drake's gonna end up writing off half of that shit. Is clearly touching and inspiring, and Drake really only has 2 songs that are really out right now. I guess you can.
I fuck with Diplomatic Community heavy. That I
Diplomatic
think that
Community.
Between I enjoy singing Simp and Drake. That's he's definitely up there with me.
Yeah.
But Drake, when he's like mad Drake, when he's angry, upset, that might be my favorite type of Drake. When he's talking his shit. And Diplomatic Community is
for sure. Facts. Holland Drake, that was really born on Stay Scheming. Shout out to Common.
Yeah.
That's when we really first got this fiery ass, like, it might look like, but we heavy though, Drake. And so I mean, Diplomatic Community is a dope song. In terms of songs that are really heavy in a rotation, is for the most part God's Plan and Look Alive, and they are tearing up the fucking airwaves on both sides. So I'm expecting, honestly, project or not, I'm expecting 2018 to be a huge year from Drake. Drake could drop little 2-3 song pockets all throughout the year and still end up being the hottest nigga of 2018. Yeah. That's the type of start that he's off to. So
that speaks to his power. That speaks to his relevance. And that speaks to his fan base and his ability to just pretty much do it. Like you said, last year was an off year for him. He still had one of the 2 top 2 or 3 years in hip hop. So him pretty much can do whatever he wants, and he's going to be there. So that's the reason why he is going to be. That's why he's in the light skin power rankings this week, and that's why he's probably going to stay in the light skin power rankings for the foreseeable future.
It's gonna take a lot to knock Drake off. We're gonna have to. A lot of niggas is gonna have to step up.
You better not do no more songs with Block Boy JB though, for that nigga wash him again. Bitch, come through.
You listen. Block Boy JP got some bangers outside of Shoot and Look Alive. Like he's the next nigga up out of Memphis, and Wes and I are connoisseurs of Memphis rap niggas. So, just so you know. Yeah. But JP Black Boy or Black Boy JP, next nigga up. Out of the dirty down there for sure. But shout out to Drizzy. I honestly, your normal inhabitants of the light skin power rankings that may have been there, a year, 2-3 years ago, niggas like Chris Brown, you will never find in my top 3, top 5 anything. I don't care who's listening. You're a Chris Brown fan. Fuck Chris Brown, to be completely honest. That nigga's a piece of shit. I will say that. I will say that to Chris Brown's face. All right. You can say I'm hollering, but it ain't even just like domestic violence shit. He's just an arrogant. He's a fucking asshole. Fuck Chris Brown. If we had the little rainbow and shit, that would probably go up above my rainbow.
Fuck Chris Brown. I say musically, that's kind of where we diverge. Musically, I fuck Chris Brown heavy. As a person, definitely very, very shitty person. Yeah. For me, I'm kind of big on separating the art from the artist.
Nigga. Considering the type of shit that you listen to.
What's the next segment? I feel like I'm being attacked personally here. I didn't sign up for this podcast with you to be attacked.
But real quickly, we do. Speaking of abuse, we do like to take out at least a second out of every show to speak on something major that is that's affecting the world. We like to joke, a lot of fun and games, niggas and bitches, but uh, overall, it's really what this shit about. This shit is about is you got to use your platform to be able to speak on things that maybe other people may not be able to say, may not be able to articulate. You may not be in a position to say, and we not out here acting like we getting broadcasted to millions of people. But when something serious is going on, please believe that we gonna say something about it.
That's maturity. Not hiding from anything we're talking about. That's what mature. That's maturity. When you talk about things that are not necessarily popping, it's not necessarily cool, but things that need to be spoken on when situations arise.
Big facts, bro. So the thing that is particularly troubling, it's been particularly troubling for a long time now, is the Me Too movement, and not the movement being troubling, but the cause of the movement. Just the general culture, the rape culture that has literally been around from the beginning of time. Women's rights have grown tremendously over the last 100 years or so, but we still catch ourselves in positions, specifically Black women, that are routinely not only taken advantage of sexually, but then have their characters attacked, being discredited, being broken down, being devalued, being all of that stuff for speaking out. And it's first of all just the culture of entitlement from men. I threw the word disgusting out a lot when I talked about the NRA. If the NRA is disgusting, then just this sense of sexual entitlement for men
Despicable.
is
Like really, it's really.
it's despicable. It makes you, it seriously makes you want to vomit. And it's so normalized.
That's
It's
the
so
thing
normalized at this point.
it's the fact that it's normalized, and it's so common, it's so prevalent that when our women speak out against it, they're the ones that um are in a sense shunned, or they have repercussions bestowed upon them just for speaking out against what's wrong and what's happening to them. That's the crazy part to me. That it's become, it's been prevalent, but now that it's becoming more of a politicized issue, um, that it's turning into to repercussions and bad things happening for those who are simply just trying to live their lives.
Unfortunately, and it's gotten to a point now. We see stories break, or we see somebody says something, and this doesn't even have to be like big, like Harvey Weinstein, Bill Cosby type stuff, and go all the way down to somebody, and it's always oh well, you think she lying, bro? It's the first thing. It's first thing out of somebody's mouth. Oh well, she a hoe, so she fuck a lot of dudes for free. So I mean, you know, it ain't that big a deal. Or she could be trying to make herself look better. Or shit, she done fuck so many niggas for free. You know, if she facts, or it ain't that bad that you took it because she give it to so many people for free. These is really the type of conversations that go on.
These are real conversations that happen
between dudes, unfortunately, and you hear it everywhere. You hear it, just against walking up and down the street, or shit at the rec hooping or whatever, and it's like it especially being in a college atmosphere, for years, you really see this come out. And it's always, again, some type of discrediting, some type of lambasting that comes because, oh, this girl may have had X amount of sexual partners in the past, or oh, she was really drunk, or oh, she was acting like she wanted it. None of that shit is an excuse. All right, at the end of the day, no. And because this culture, this rape culture that is so deeply ingrained into us at this point in time, it starts at the fucking bottom. It doesn't start with Harvey Weinstein and Bill Cosby and Russell Simmons and all these other people. It doesn't start
No.
with them. It starts with you and your own
Yep.
fucking people. Hold
Hold
yourself
yourself
accountable.
and
Hold
others
your niggas
accountable. That's
accountable.
where, like you said, that's where it starts. If you're able to hold yourself accountable, hold your boys accountable. Hopefully they get that and they learn from that, and then in turn hold others accountable. So this can spread, and just this general sense and this culture can end. Because it's definitely not healthy. Um, and we can, society can't continue to grow and try to get to that playing field where everybody is evil and everything is equal. Without that happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And obviously we are a long way from that, and I think
Yeah.
at younger versions of ourselves have been I think at admittedly at different points in our lives have not you know committed any of those acts ourselves, but have turned a blind eye to stuff.
Definitely. Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
and being there's no excuse for it. There's absolutely no excuse for it. But being in a position where you feel like you shouldn't say nothing or you can't say nothing out of fear of you getting ostracized and you getting shunned and you getting blackballed for quote unquote snitching on somebody or telling somebody about themselves or saying, you know what, that don't look right. That shit ain't A1. Like, you really like got this chick like mad drunk and then
Yeah,
just
like
kind of
you violated, bro. That's
yeah, facts. And maybe a 15, 16-year-old version of yourself. I know a 15, 16-year-old version of myself was not confident enough or not secure enough in myself to be able to speak out on somebody like that or to hold somebody accountable for that out of fear of me, getting, like I said, getting blackballed or, getting beat up, getting whatever the situation, or not beat up, but fighting somebody, whatever the
right.
situation may
Behind that.
be. But a decade later, man, fuck that. Fuck that. That's just not cool. There's so many. Obviously, we talk recording this podcast on International Women's Day. There are so many just beautiful, talented, strong, fierce women who all they want to do is live their lives and better themselves and create something good for themselves and people around them and hone their craft and work on their art, and they put themselves in a position, or not put themselves in a position, but they get put in a position where these predators leave them where they can't do anything, and then they don't have anybody speaking up for them. And that's on us. That's not on the women to dress more appropriately or to not put yourself in that situation or to whatever, like all these bullshit rationalizations that chauvinistic ass people come up with in order to try to justify the way men act. No, they don't have to act different. They shouldn't have to act different. They can act however they
No,
want.
you
They
should
can
be able
dress
to.
however they
You
want.
should be
They
able
can
to live
they
your
can live
life
their lives however they
in any
want.
type of way.
Exactly. And it is on us as men and nobody else to change that, to change the way we approach it, to hold ourselves, to hold our people, our quote unquote brothers. If somebody is your brother talking about, oh yeah, well, we had a little situation and things went whatever, and she said XYZ, if that's your brother, then you hold your fucking brother accountable. You hold your brother accountable. And when we get in situations where women feel like they can't speak out, they can't say, what they need to say, they can't whatever, it's our job to support them. We're supposed to support. As men, women have supported us through all of our bullshit since the beginning of time. I know damn well that I've been supported by a lot of good women who I never even deserved to have them support me. And that's not just in a relationship sense, that, as family, friends, that's everything else. When I was fucking up harder than I've ever fucked up before. And there's no reason why in this situation that we shouldn't do the exact same thing for them. Point blank, period. And the culture, it's gonna be on men. It's gonna be on men and nobody else. So
Yeah, we
for
gotta step up. We as a gender men, we have to step up and do better. That's
facts,
business. Point blank period. We have to do better.
that's it.
Hold yourself accountable. Hold your brothers accountable, and do better. Plain and simple.
Big facts. So little PSA again. International Women's Day. Shout out to all the ladies. Men really aren't shit. I know niggas get mad when females say that, but niggas really aren't shit.
Niggas ain't shit.
To be completely honest, I mean, we just keep it all the way G.
Actually,
This,
some
this
niggas
ain't
ain't shit.
this
Ladies, I am single and looking. But yes, as a whole, niggas ain't shit.
Shout out, like as you know, as previously mentioned, my man Wes is available on AIM.
That form spring, I'll tell you, that form spring. Honestly, they also have fancy shit. It's anonymous.
So you know, of course, before you know, and listen, this conversation, this ain't for points.
No.
This ain't for so and so can hop in to Beware the L's DMs like, oh my god, y'all so feminist for it. No, it ain't got nothing to do with that. It's just simply because this is how things are in reality versus where the fuck we need them to be.
This is real shit that's going on, and real shit that needs to be talked about, and real shit we're going to talk about. Like facts. You said, to set this off, anything that's happening that's real shit, we're going to discuss. Anything needs to be talked about, we're going to discuss, because that's what we're going to do. That's what we're here for. That's what we do.
Facts, cuz. And if y'all ever, as listeners, ever have anything that you want us to speak on, that y'all want us to touch on, that you want to hear about, please, like I said, hit us up.
So
all the social
medias, and even if it's a little more sensitive topic, or you don't want yourself out here or letting people know you asking questions, we got an email address that's bewaretheLs@gmail.com. Eventually, I think I want to get to the point where we're asking questions and having you guys shoot answers in. But yeah, so just definitely hit us up. Stuff you want to talk about, stuff that you think, some feedback, pretty much anything. Just talk to me, man. Talk to me.
Talk to us nice. Talk to us nice. That's all we
nice.
want. So before we get out of here, before we wrap it all up, it wouldn't be Beware the L's if we did not give y'all our L's of the week. It's
my drum roll. My L of the week is Martin Shkreli.
Your boy.
Ladies and gentlemen, your man's Martin Shkreli. If you don't know Martin Shkreli was a businessman. He's most known for buying an AIDS medicine and skyrocketing the price. I believe is over 5,000%. Basically pricing it out of the market, not because there was a situation in production, because he wanted to make a bigger profit, because he said this was a capitalist society and the goal is to make money. So that's why he raised that pill by over 5,000%. Martin Shkreli is a wild dickhead,
been a wild dickhead.
But recently he was convicted of fraud, and deceiving some of his investors, because he was a hedge fund manager as well. So my L of the week, one, because you're convicted and he's facing up 20 years, so you're about to be locked up, which is definitely an L. But even more specifically, this man has to give up more than $5 million for bail, and I think it's another $2.5 million to repay some of his investors. So he's losing $7.5 million. And Martin Shkreli, his bitch ass nigga, bought the only copy of one particular Wu-Tang album.
The only copy.
He was the only copy. He's the owner of the only copy, but he has to give that up as part
of
his bail.
Praise.
Part of his bail condition.
So hopefully, the quarter 5 as well. He got to get that shit up too.
Yes, quarter 5 as well.
Even though I really don't want to hear it. I mean, he probably shouldn't have it though.
To be honest, he can keep the quarter 5. I just, but yes, having to lose. I get upset when I lose maybe $5-10 here and there. I couldn't imagine having to give up close to $10 million. But you're a wild dickhead. Shit happens. Fuck you, my nigga. You're this week's L of the week, Martin Shkreli.
L of the week, Martin Shkreli.
Austin, who is your L of the week?
Quick, real burning hot take. Actually, I got a couple that will be expanded upon in further episodes. One, Bobby Shmurda is greater than Tom Cruise. Bobby Shmurda is a better Tom Cruise than Tom Cruise. We will discuss. I thought you said these were hot takes. We will discuss that, and also a recent discussion that I got into with a couple of my finer Caucasian friends about how Mario Just a Friend is better than Biz Markie Just a Friend. We will also that will be expanded upon in further episodes. But my L of the week, last week we went really political, with the whole NRA gun control nonsense. This week, I'm gonna bring it back a little bit closer. Just bit back down to earth, a little bit more superficial. My elder week goes to DJ Academics. Nope, not even gonna call him a DJ. My elder week goes to Academics, and I don't have to explain anything. For anybody, for anybody who knows and is familiar with Academics, not a thing has to be explained. He just gets the elder week.
To keep it 1,000, you kind of took the easy road out because he is Ella forever. Like, I'm about to start calling him DJ Lacademics.
Lacademics.
But yeah, Academics is a whack ass nigga. Fuck him. Yeah, if you want to, so you really don't even have to expound upon that.
No. There's absolutely nothing to elaborate on. Fuck you, Academics. So, that's it. That's it for the show this week. Once again, thank you for everybody who was tuned in. Who's again rate, subscribe, share, all that good shit, especially on iTunes. We're trying to get popping. As my one true love, Sasha Banks says, put me over. I don't want to hear a fucking word out your mouth about Sasha Banks.
I already got some homies that wanted to be on this wrestling episode. We're gonna get into all of that once more.
What you hold your fucking tongue. But yes, again, rate, subscribe. We are available. Beware the L's, SoundCloud, YouTube, and as previously mentioned, iTunes. Please follow the pod on Twitter at Beware the L's, and follow your boys on all social media at Uptown Ace Boogie, at Ain't That West.
Yep, we've been getting got some good feedback so far. So just keep letting us know how we're doing. Let us know if we shitty. Let us know if we're doing great. Let us know if we're talking about good shit. Let us know if there's things you want us to talk about. But yeah, this is it, episode 2.
And just to take us on out, L's, the L's are inevitable. They coming, all right. The L's is coming for you. Like Forrest Gump running from them bombs in Vietnam. They there, they right there. Mm-hmm. Can't really avoid them. At some point, you're gonna get your legs blown off like Lieutenant Dan. But at the end of the day, it really all depends on how you take those L's, how you take those losses, and where you go with them. You can leave them. You can leave them as lumps. You can leave them as these permanent setbacks that you can't get past, or you take them as lessons and you move forward and you become a better fucking human being. All right. But regardless, the L's is coming. Not always ready for them, but you can always overcome them. So,
all about the get back.
So that's episode 2 of the Beware the L's podcast. Like we said, go ahead, search for us, go ahead, find it. Episode 2. Why you ain't tell me the cheese was this good? Signing out. Your boy Austin, Uptown Ace Boogie, Ain't That Wiz. Catch y'all next week.
Straight like that. We out.